Strong, calm, confident swimmer. Strong, something I can repeat.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps me present, and
it's a mantra. That's exactly what it is.
Mantra. I like to think about this as you actually brought this to my awareness, right? I like to think who got you here might not get you there.
Yeah.
So with where you're going, taking a really close look at who's around you.
Yeah.
And are they supporting you on the journey? Which a lot of times people in our lives,
they're trying to help us.
They come with love.
They do.
They have such beautiful intentions.
Okay, so conduct, how you're conducting yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
And then what comes after that?
After that is what I call Credo.
Credo.
And I have a little formula within this, and this is that your focus plus your chatter equals your Credo.
Okay.
Meaning, whatever you're focused on.
Okay.
And a lot of this will come into play like when I'm in the action, especially on Killy. But it's like, what am I focused on? Plus the chatter, what I call chatter, is like what's going on in your head about it.
Your self-talk.
Your self-talk.
Okay.
Yes, another way to say it. So I actually learned this really well in Ironman. Now, you saw me with Ironman.
Yeah.
And one of the things I learned for swimming, not my favorite sport, by the way, is you could, Ironman, the swim is...
Okay, hold on, everybody. What's an Ironman, Leanne?
Ironman is 2.4 mile swim.
It's a triathlon that has three categories.
Swim, bike, run.
Swim, bike, run. Okay.
Yeah. 2.4 mile swim, 112 mile bike, and then a
112 mile bike. She goes so fast through this, like you wouldn't even notice that it's a big freaking deal. It's a 2.4 mile swim, a 112 mile bike ride, and
a 26.2 mile run, marathon.
A marathon, all in the same day. Okay. Just to be clear, what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Wait, I wanted to show the tattoo. Look at that. Credo.
So in swimming, when you're swimming, okay, a 2.4 mile swim for me takes an hour and 45 minutes or so.
Right.
It's a long time to be. Yeah. And, when you're biking and you're running, there's easy where you can take a break or eat a snack.
Yeah. When you're swimming, you'll die.
Yeah.
If you break a break, you can't just stop swimming.
Right, right. And so what I learned in swimming, which is part of the Credo, is that if I was swimming and saying, this is so long, I can't believe it's 2.4.
I hate
this. How long did I? Oh my God, it's so crowded. There, all of this, then I have a terrible swim. That swim that you saw me do in Ironman.
I did. I went and visited her when she did her Ironman. I did.
Like the best. She was like the best person on the...
I really was.
Really.
I really was. I made signs.
Oh my God, it's so fun.
It was fun. Anyway,
so that morning, that was one of my best swims I've ever had in my life.
I know.
And part of the reason was because I have really practiced what I was focusing on and what I was saying to myself, my chatter. And what I was saying during that swim was, I'm going to get emotional even just talking about it. What I was saying was, what if this is the best day of your life because you choose it? What if this is the best day of your life because you're here, because you've done this, because your friend is here, because the sun is shining.
Is here.
Because just kidding. Because of Michelle. It's all because of Michelle. But it was like I said I Tony Robbins myself into it. Like, I just, what if this could happen? What if it?
And it was one of the best days of your life, and it was one of the best swims of your life, if not the best.
It was the best swim of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was so and then I even also thought about, think about where you were 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you couldn't swim 5 minutes, let alone 2.4 miles.
Right.
10 years ago, you didn't even know what a triathlon was. I don't even think 10 years before that, I didn't know what an Ironman was. So it was like I really was just telling myself, like,
psyching yourself up,
and how strong you are, and then sometimes too, I would get into these rhythms. I do this a lot when I'm running too, like mantras, kind of. I'm a strong, calm, confident swimmer. I'm strong, calm, confident swimmer. I'm strong. Something I can repeat.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps me present. And
it's a mantra. That's exactly what it is.
Mantra. And that is a whole different experience than this sucks. This is really crowded.
I mean, you can apply this to everything in life. Everything. I get it.
Everything.
Credo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Credo. And then
so it's your repetitive self-talk, a.k.a. your chatter.
Yes.
That the word chatter doesn't feel so intentional as what you're talking about. So it's like intentional chatter.
Yes.
And then coupled with
what you're
focusing on.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I will apply that in Kili when, there's going to be, it's 5 days up and down.
Yeah.
And so there's going to be times when,
Woo!
I know, when it's going to be hard to breathe.
Yeah.
There's going to be times when we're going to be tired. There's going to be, times when the altitude affects us. And so it's like, what are we going to focus on then?
Right.
How bad we feel, how hard it is to breathe. No, we're going to.
I need to do your program.
I know. That'll be an opportunity.
Okay. All right. Okay. So no regrets. We're at Credo.
Okay. And then the final piece, I know you're going to love.
Yes.
Yes. It's crew.
Mm-hmm. I do love that one.
I like to think about this as, you actually brought this to my awareness, right? I like to think who got you here might not get you there.
Yeah.
So with where you're going, taking a really close look at who's around you.
Yeah.
And are they supporting you on the journey? So, but it's just looking at whether the person is saying like, you can do this, here's a book, here, talk to this person.
Right.
Like, I know you can do it, I know it's hard.
Yeah.
Or whether they're saying,
I'll come cheer you on. Whatever.
Or whether they're like, that sounds rough. Are you sure you're up for that?
Yeah.
Which a lot of times people in our lives,
they're trying to help us.
they come with love.
They do.
They have such beautiful intentions, and they are trying to help us. Maybe they tried to do something and they didn't make it, or it was harder than they thought, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't want you to feel that pain.
That's what I tried to talk you out of Ironman, I
You
think.
did.
No, I don't think I tried to talk you out of it.
You didn't try to,
but I definitely didn't get it,
didn't get it
until I went.
But then when you went, you were like, oh,
Yeah, I get it.
now. Yeah.
But I did support. I mean, clearly.
1,000 times.
Okay, so the last one is crew. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, crew.
Yeah.
Is that the last of
That's
all
it.
of the?
Yeah.
There's the whole no regrets formula. If you're looking to learn more about no regrets formula, Leanne, tell people where they can find out more.
NoRegretsFormula.com.
Oh, isn't that just perfect? So go to noregretsformula.com, learn more about Leanne's course. Maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah. I remember the finish line for the half iron, and I remember coming around that bend and seeing it, and it was like my brain cracked open of, this was something that I thought was impossible.
Right.
And as I crossed it and I did it, something switched to, well, what else do I think is impossible?
Right.
Like, where else am I telling myself that I can't do something? And it's just me telling myself that.
Yeah.
What else could I do?
Ooh, I got chills.